Hello everybody, welcome to Pap's Train Show. I'll give you a tour of my layout and some of my trains. Here's my amusement park. There's a Ferris wheel, a few other things. Roller coaster doesn't work. There's some Athearn locomotives, bunch of mixed freight. Even got some small airplanes flying around the layout. Mostly World War II airplanes. NS freight or UP. I love the UP, so you'll see a lot of UP. I love them all though. This here is my coaling tower that Scratch built a few years ago. And then we got my suspension bridge. That took me a good while to build. It's all Scratch built with lights. With the blinking lights on top. It's almost 10 foot long. That one was a pain in the butt to build. With some Virginia and Ohio train master coming across. It's got 2 tracks on it. We got an old Conrail. This little steel looking bridge was Scratch built too by me. So we got four main lines going across this little bridge. One through that little tunnel on the left and 3 around the back side. Here's another V&O I built about 2 years ago. Was a bunch of V&O cars and some others. And I made the cabooses for both these trains. One was made from a River Aussie caboose and one was made from, I believe, an old Athearn caboose. Then we have the Enterprise up there, lit up, the church, well, the Virginian again, one of my favorites. There's the other V&O. I built that one. There's the other caboose. And then we got a dead track here. It's just for, it's not operational, just static. With a little lumber yard, coal mill. Another picture of the suspension bridge. With airplanes flying over it. Got some big bombers up there. Statue of Liberty, of course, because this is America. And some ships that I picked up that are pretty close to HO scale, so they got a place there. And then, of course, one of the best movies ever made, Jaws. Who's eating somebody? And they got some hobos up there waiting for their next ride. And then we'll go over here and look at this little town, or whatever you want to call it. A little Tasty Freeze with a couple cars sitting there. An old schoolhouse. Or Don's Depot. A little like train club thing. And then we got a little business there. That guy there, he's pretty good at what he does, I believe. And then little shanty back here, little farm with the psycho house, and some little old woman looking out the window there. And another church up on the hill. An old retired non-working coaling tower. Mostly all loops. I do have some switches on here to switch back and forth from track to track. That's about it for now. Took me about 3 years or so to build this. It probably took me, these are all scratch built. This is the Big 4 viaduct, kind of modeled after the Big 4 up in Cindy, Ohio. Pretty much to scale, except for I believe it's missing. It's only got four loop instead of 5, so it's a little bit shorter. This one here is 8 foot long, and then this one is scratch built. This little like steel bridge that I built. This right here is my control center. All my packs, control packs. Even got some stuff to run some Broadway steamers, which I have in a cabinet. This is where I usually put the trains on and off the track. And then I got to step up where I can overlook pretty much the whole layout. So, control it all right here. Another little area here. The train says 3 levels. Like I said, mostly loops. The upper level's got 2 tracks. Middle level's got 4 plus a switch line in between them. And then there's 3 on the bottom loop, but one just goes inside here and comes back around. And then the other 2 you can see out here that go around through the tunnel out over the other side to the town. And this big long straight stretch comes down to a little old house or building. Another viaduct that I built. I think this was my first one I ever built years ago. I've built a lot and sold a lot over the few years. This side's not been weathered like the other side. Ain't got that far yet. And you come down, go through the tunnel, around the back side, come out the tunnel on the other side. Then we still got a lot of locomotives. Most of these run. Most of the little steamers don't. They probably need cleaned and stuff. I'll be doing a lot of that on this channel probably. A lot of Atherton. Some auto powers. A lot more Athertons. And some AHMs down here. So I love the AHM stuff. And just some Tyco and oddball cheaper stuff. And Newport Express train, model power, that runs pretty good. And then more of the Bachmann, Tyco, cheaper stuff, you know, which I like. It's fun to work on, fix, get it running good. So these are a lot of these run, and there's probably, I'd say half of them probably need some work. Maybe some detail work, broken railings, but you know, nothing too major. You know, there's tons of them, different ones. Big old T1 Bowser down there. Gotta get that one fixed. That's for a guy, no? Another Afrin, and then I believe that, I'm not sure that one was. That's a good runner right there. It's Bachman's. Big Bachman. I think that one's missing the drive shaft, but it still runs. Nice little CSX one. Pin Central one. Some little switchers. Nothing too fancy. Here's some. My very first at the top is my very first Bachman DD40 I bought when they first came out back in the 80s. And it doesn't run worth crap. Got another one under it, one of the newer ones. It runs better. Another DD40. I think that one's a dummy. I think I took the motor out of it. And then we got the daylights. We got the Freedom Train, the Chesty, Western Pacific, custom one, Union Pacific one that I built. And then you got just the regular daylight. And then the black daylight, or the black daylight SP. And then a daylight that still has the crappy axles in it. But all these have the Bowser repower kit. Some run good, some just run. And then we got the big old, that 210-4. It don't run, had axle issues. This one, or that 210-4 Santa Fe. That one runs awesome. Then we got 484 Santa Fe with the Bowser repower kit. Then we got a couple of them UP 484s. One's missing some trucks, but I think I got 3 of them. They all run good. There's some back behind those. And then we got the Bachman J class with the repowered kit from Bowser, and it runs pretty good. And then that's a custom car that I built. My very first HO locomotive I ever got a long time ago. Illinois Central Tyco. Actually runs pretty good. Probably the best Tyco running one I got. Except for maybe this one, which is the first edition Tyco with all-wheel drive. I'm not sure. Some say that's like the first year Tyco locomotive. I don't know, it runs good. And then we got some other stuff in here. Got an old 442 Atlantic. That's a, I think an old Japanese model or something. I had a crappy motor in it, I put another motor in it, still don't run worth crap. Looks good though. Looks good on the shelf. Also got a V&O from them guys, from the V&O. So those Bowser repower kits, I have the prototype that Lou English made to build those. Over in the other case I'll show you. Well, there it is. I ain't getting it out of the case. It's kind of hard to see. But that was Lou's personal, the one he used to design the chassis for those things. And it's, I've never ran it. Never tried to run it. Never had it out of the box, I don't think, but for took a picture once, that's it. So, that's kind of cool. Alright, I got a lot of River Rossi. A couple Blue Comets, Alton set, a couple B&Os, the 8444. I think I got 3 of the big boys. American Railroads, GG1s, Most all these I have passenger car sets too. The Hiawatha, custom built Tennessean that I did, and another one that I did Tennessean, Empire State, some Mallets, just regular New York Central Hudson, River Aussie Hudsons with the disc drivers. I get the red box and cabin the motor one. What is it, L1s? River, and I got the chassis, River Aussie chassis set. An L1 that I built a couple years ago, the River Aussie, yellow, and an orange one to match the chassis set. A V&O Hudson that I custom built, so I custom painted. I got the Crusader, it's all River Aussie, custom built that. Another, just it's an Empire State with a regular streamlined Hudson front nose. I kind of took pieces and built it. Some NYC Hudsons, a couple of the Super Hudsons, Cardinal, hospital train, some model power E's. This is S1 that I built. It runs on a Bowser T1 chassis with the tender off a T1 too. And then we got, this is called, it's a Hudson, streamlined Hudson stretched out on a T1 chassis, called the C1. It was not really a real train. I've seen a guy on the internet had a picture of some fantasy trains. I thought they were cool, so I built it. And he's got a picture of it on his website. And then we got some other stuff. Got some Lionel down there in the bottom. I got some Lionel, some standard gauge Lionel. Let's see. That's a Bowser Challenger with the River Aussie tender. And it's a Royal Blue custom built River Aussie. The John Wilkes, which is missing a nose cone. I'm gonna have to build one for it. I just stuck that on there to kind of make it look funny. And then we got the Blue Goose, and then an old Blue Goose that somebody had a crappy paint job that I bought cheap and repainted to the New York and New Haven Hartford Railroad. Turned out pretty nice. Custom built Commodore Vanderbilt, all River Aussie. I built that. A little something I threw together with some parts. Stretched the tender on it and put centipede style wheels on it. We got some Mantua steam and a few of those. Some passenger cars, narrow train, which has the Athearn drive unit that I custom made for it. It runs pretty good. I still got to finish putting the couplers on it. Some power passenger cars. A DTI locomotive that I built a while back. That's a old Manitoba locomotive. The River Aussie MARA locomotive. Model Power E units that I custom made into the Texas Specials. I still need to get passenger cars for those things. Some more River Aussie. Daylight with the old axles, and actually still runs good. Imagine that. Passenger cars for the Tennessean. A couple cab forwards. Challenger. Another big boy over there. Mercury. Custom built River Aussie that I did. Blue Comet cars. That is a custom built that I did, just messing around. The Challenger chassis and tender, repainted the New York Central with an extended custom shell for the locomotive. It runs pretty good. And then over here we got some lower locomotives. Another Challenger. And then a little trolley thing. Daylight cars. Broadway Limiteds. T1 runs good. 210-4 runs good. And then a 482 that runs good. And then just some other HM stuff. We got a lot of HM stuff. This is a little project I've been working on for the last few weeks at least. Repainted some Athearn SD40-2s to the Indiana and Ohio. The old paint scheme and the new paint scheme. Had to have custom decals made. But I'm building some train cars to this and build a whole Indiana and Ohio train. And here's the train cars I've been working on. Started out with some old Union Pacific like Tyco hoppers. Put the ribs on them, painted them. So, and then here's a finished one. It's the MELX 940 23. It's cool. It's got the rock loads. This will be a rock train. So they're in process in various stages. Hopefully to have them done soon. And then over here, these are future projects. Tons of Hudsons. Tons of Hudsons. Locomotives. There's some cars in there. But this is a lot of projects I got going on, not counting what's ever on the wall. So if you want, just follow my YouTube channel and you'll see lots of repairs, custom building, locomotives, things like that. Maybe I want to eventually get back into building bridges when I get some locomotives done. Just building custom trains, a lot of repaints. Maybe not so much building, but just stripping and repainting, redecaling, stuff like that. I don't custom build too many diesels, just mainly repaints. But I do a lot of steam. I haven't done any in a while, but I got a drawer full over there that needs to be done. And so please like and subscribe, and I'll try to get videos out every couple weeks, I guess, depending on what I'm working on. Sometimes it's easy, quick and easy, and sometimes it's long to do some of this stuff. So also have a little bit of Lionel. Don't have any Lionel track except for up there on the wall where the Godzillas all are. There's like a little Christmas layout up there. I haven't had it running in about a year. It needs track clean. Nothing special, but it's kind of cool. So just follow my YouTube channel and watch all my builds. Thanks.